Simon, it's September and you've just taken the window out and now the air is pouring through and we're all getting chilly. Is there a reason for this?
Yes, there is. Hello, Captain. Replacing these two windows in front of Misterton's wheelhouse with some anti-reflective glass so that when it's light or dark or whatever, we don't get reflections bouncing off the window. So we've done this one already. Josh has just cleaned off all the sealant from the old window and we're going to fit the new one. Misty October morning at the boatyard. Little Ollie, here's Captain. It's going to clear up and be a lovely day. What I'm doing today is a bit of a refurbishment of our kitchen sink or galley sink or whatever on Misterton. It's been there for, well, goodness knows how many years, 12 years, more than that probably. But there's a couple of problems with it. One is at the back I've already taken off, there was kind of a splashback thing there and I discovered that I'd forgotten to seal it, so it's got a bit, the wood's not, it's not rotten but it's got sort of dirty and grimy. The other thing is that the way the boat sits is that it's not quite self-draining, which is always annoying, so water always pools in that far corner back there. So the idea is we're going to take the countertop off, give it sand down, replenish it with worktop oil, and also going to add in a water filter. So not a huge project, but yeah, should be quite good.
So I've come back from my lunch. I've been working really hard in the office on policies, procedures, protocols. I'm modelling my new Salt and Tar beanie that was a birthday gift. Come back from my lunch and look what Simon's done. It's a mess. There's no washing up to be done in here today.
Well, you said you didn't like washing up, so...
How's it coming along?
Like most projects, there's more work once you get the thing apart, but it's all right. We've got Josh is going to help with the countertop this afternoon, and I've got the stainless steel splashback stuff already. We just have to sort of start cleaning it up and putting it back together, but it's going to take a few days by the time the worktop oil dries and everything. But yeah, that'll be good.
Just as well I don't like washing up because I won't be doing any. But you can see here, Simon's very cleverly marked with a line where the worktop was, and you can see here things have run down the corner a little bit. And that's because it was all on an angle. So he needs to put this up higher so that the angle is coming down into the centre of the boat rather than running down to the side. And that, if it runs down that way, will mean the water will go automatically into the sink. At least that's the theory. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But there's always things to be done. My back cabin's on the list. And here is the worktop that created the hole in Misterton. As you can see, Josh was scraping stuff off. It was really stained, really bad. All marks down the side here. Simon's discovered he forgot to reseal it, so stuff was getting through everywhere. All down here. And this was just rank. It looks better already. So, this is getting cleaned up to go back in. And here is an exciting package. Could it be a sofa?
Here is the worktop. Josh has done a great job of sanding it and it's looking pretty clean. I've done a bead of silicone sealing stuff around the edge, so what I'm going to do now is give it the first coat of the worktop oil. So let's see what it looks like. I'm going to use a tack rag, which is a slightly sticky rag, just to get rid of any dust. We use these when we're varnishing or painting boats. It does make a bit of a difference. You can see from the colour it's changed. Even though you think it's been brushed off, you've got all the dust off, there's always some tiny bits that remain. I can't remember if I've explained before, I may have done, but because the cat back again, because of the way the boat sits, we need to sort of slightly angle the sink so that it slopes this way for the water to drain, which is what these thin wedge shaped bits are. The back one's glued in place. This one I think I'm going to need to adjust. I have used a level. You should never use a level on a boat because the boat's never level, but it was just to get an idea of which way I needed to move things. And don't go down there. That will not work out well. Yeah, the idea is to get it to drain and not pool up in the corner there. So I'm probably going to be dismantling the furniture to get the cat out in a minute. But yes, so I'm going to test fit the sink. And then might need to make some adjustments, and then we can start putting it back together and actually wash the dishes rather than taking them over to the break room to wash, which would be good. Let's try that. And where has the cat gone? Don't know if you can make out his green eyes just down there. He's found a little cavity.
Register the realities of living on a historic barge that's registered on the Historic Ships Register. It's very romantic. Is that sometimes you need a little bit more maintenance again. So last night the rain started and look what we've got. We have got drips onto the sofa, drips onto the floor. Come with me. Got drips into the workshop in this nice little bucket here, and then a nice fire going, drying out my shoes which got wet, and I only walked Nate to the bus stop and back, but it was so wet everywhere, puddles. And we've got drips in the bathroom. So there are now a few leaks that need sorting out, but the most important one is this one here, because this is where the new sofa is going. And last night, because of the leaks, look what happened to the top of the leather. I really don't want that to happen to our brand new sofa. So we're really praying for some nice dry days in the next few weeks, so Simon can get up on the roof with a welder and sealant and patches and who knows what. But there's the realities of living in a nice romantic barge. There's nothing like a nice beautiful fire that's going on the cold autumn winter day to make everyone feel happy. The other day when I was sitting by the nice warm fire, I noticed a big hole in the ceiling of the stove, and it all looked a bit dodgy. So I showed it to Simon, which is unusual because normally I see a problem and just think, oh well, must be there on purpose. And this morning... That is the bit that you saw. It's a metal plate. It's obviously, I don't know, rusted or burnt through or something. It's got a great big hole in it. It's got a great big hole in it, which probably isn't very good. And the other thing was the fire bricks on the back of the stove had cracked. So there's one there. Yeah, they were still working, but I thought, well, we're going to replace this. I'll
do that at the same time.
How long did it take you, Simon?
Only about half an hour. It wasn't very long, so I just had to take this, came apart pretty easily and put the new bit back in, so that's going to recycling. But well done, Mary, for actually telling me when you spotted a problem, because normally I do things like drive your car, see a warning light, and I say, how long has it been on for? You say, oh, I don't know, a couple of months.
I'm learning, see, Simon, I'm
Very
learning.
good.
Sometimes people ask us why we screw our paintings to the wall, and you say I had to unscrew them so we can get ready for the work. Well, simple answer is nice little screws, put a screw in. It holds the picture really firm, so if we're going along and the river's rocking or the wind's really bad, it doesn't make the paintings spin all over the place or move around, and keeps them safe actually, because they're all originals or prints of originals, and we rather like our quirky independent artists, so we try and support them as much as we can. We've got some silver stuff here, and whilst I've been gone, Simon's been slaving away. Look at that rippling muscle. And then up here we've got some silver stuff on the ceiling, and you've been putting some spray foam in the gap where the pyramid thing was, haven't you?
Yeah, the prism. So I'm just waiting for that to dry.
And then this is extra insulation, isn't it?
Yeah. This is some multi-layered insulation that we used on the first time we tried to fit out the back cabin. And I kept it because it's useful, and I thought, well, we might as well fill the gaps with it. So we're doing that.
Is that going to help reduce our heating bill?
Well, on this little bit, yeah.
Very good. You noticed he said on the first attempt of fitting out the back cabin, there haven't been many more attempts at fitting out the back cabin.
No.
And the back cabin is meant to be my special room.
Little Ollie doesn't like this because he doesn't like plasticky stuff. The noise it makes.
Well done, Simon.
Hopefully you won't realise that I'm using your kitchen scissors to do that.
I have noticed you using my kitchen scissors. Now, little Ollie, hiding behind the table, doesn't like plastic bags, because when he was a kitten, and there's the other one, he wants in on the action. When little Ollie was a kitten, he was poisoned with food, weed killer stuff, and then put in a plastic bag, and in the hope that he would be gone, and the animal rescue service found him and rescued him and a few other kittens, and then Santa gave us a token to get him from the cat rescue centre. So now he doesn't like plastic bags, understandably so.
Just get this next one up.
So I'm guessing you're not going to staple the end bit up until you've finished filling in the hole with spray foam.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We're gonna leave these bits clear for the wood to go up against, which hopefully I'll do.
Oh, it feels so much warmer already, Simon. What's that bit for, Simon?
That's just to fill up the hole where the prism thing used to be.
Fabulous.
I've put some foam up, spray foam stuff up there to try and give it an initial bit of protection, and I'm going to put this in to give it insulation and put the rest of it over.
Fab. Doing a great job, darling. Nearly bear o'clock.
Must be.
So that's the spray foamy stuff. That's beginning to set now, you say?
It's all right, but not brilliant. But I mean, this stuff's really good. I mean, it feels warm standing up here already. It could just be because I'm doing some work. But
It could just be because you're actually doing some work, did you say?
no, not actually doing some work.
That's fairly snug.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yep, that should be all right.
So it's going to have spray foam, and then the boardy insulation, and then the triple insulation. So 3 lots of insulation above our heads, above the new sofa. It's going to be really snuggly. So as you can see, Simon is setting up the old piece of ceiling on top of a new piece of board so he can use it as a template to cut out. The temperature in the room today is 7.4 degrees, so it's very chilly. So my slight worry now is when you see the new piece of wood next to the wood that's come down from the ceiling, you can see there's a difference in the white colour. So when we put this back up, we're going to have one super white panel and then the others all not so white. I think we might have created another big job for ourselves. Uh-oh.
Here are the roof projects, and I'm using Mary as a prop to hold the panel up while I put the screws in. So that needs tightening up. You're doing very well, darling.
I'm a head prop.
You are. And Captain is taking care of the rubbish. So we'll get some more screws in and see what it looks like. You right there for a bit?
Yeah. That's everything back in its rightful place with the roof replaced, and tomorrow is the big day because tomorrow we're going to try and put the new sofa in. So let's see if it fits. Fingers crossed. We've got a fantastic space above it now. No more condensation or anything to drip on it and ruin it, so we're ready for the new sofa. Woohoo, look, the new sofa. This is the day of reckoning. Will it fit? And it's not raining, it's just a little bit of light drizzle. How heavy is it?
It's not too bad. I say that, not lifting it.
Simon is taking a supervisory role, just checking Jack's alright. Nice and helpful there, look. And I'm going to get out of the way. So finally the sofa's leaving the workshop. It's only been here for about 6 or 7 weeks. Got the boat ready and it's going to go to Misterton. Do you think it'll fit?
I think it's going to be very close.
Very close.
Very close.
What do you think, Jack?
That's going to be close, I think. You ready, Simon?
I'm not sure. You there, Simon?
Yeah.
Here we go. Will it or won't it?
Ready, Jack? No.
You've got to change the angle. This wouldn't be. Oh, 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 oh! Oh, it's going! It's going through! Oh my goodness! What do you think, Simon?
That's very good. Now there's a bonus activity of removing the old sofa.
How do you feel about that, Steve?
Well, I knew that was always going to fit.
And how confident were you, Simon?
Pretty confident, actually. Because when we saw this in the shop, we made a template out of just thin plywood, and we thought, oh, it's not. We couldn't figure out a way to get it in. My original plan was to cut this section of steel out, put the sofa, and then weld it back up. But when this arrived in the workshop, we adjusted the template. We were able to shave about that much off the bottom of it, and that's just enough to get it through